This is the Canadian Country Showcase. Here's Courtney Fielder.
Joined here on the Canadian Country Showcase with Riley Taylor. How's it going, Riley?
Not too bad. How you doing?
Doing fantastic. I was talking to you off the air here. We're in the Rad Plaid memo today.
Yes. That wasn't even coerced. That was not even planned. We're on page already. So
exactly. Awesome. And you know what we're loving as well here? Your brand new single called Good Things, your debut to Canadian Country Radio. What can you tell us about this one?
Yeah, this one, well, I mean, obviously it's a special one to me. It's my first single that's out on platforms and out to radio and stuff. And that's really beyond anything I ever thought I would do, playing at bonfires and stuff. So it's a really special one to me. I wrote it with a couple guys from the East Coast here, and Warner liked it, so we rolled with that one, and it's been going great.
So how did that relationship start with you then, with Warner and this song?
Yeah, so I was a part of the Boots and Hearts, the music festival in Ontario. I was a part of their emerging artist showcase in 2021, and then I ended up winning that. And so with that comes a single deal through Warner and all the glitz and glamour and a lot of cool stuff that comes with it, because you get your name out there, and it's a big opportunity. So it's been really cool.
Definitely has been pretty cool for you. And I want to chat a little bit as well. Now, originally you're from New Brunswick, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Whereabouts in New Brunswick?
I'd be 45 minutes out of Fredericton. It's a little town called Burton.
Oh, awesome. So what made you decide then to get into country music then, Riley?
I mean, my family's always been big into country music. It's kind of a big thing just here in general anyway. And, my uncle plays, my grandfather plays. I always thought it was really cool. And I just thought, if I could just play at a bonfire someday, that would be awesome. And it's kind of gone from there. So
that's awesome. So then, of course, like you mentioned, playing bonfires and stuff. So for you then, what was the very first song that you learned how to play on guitar?
Ooh, that's interesting. I would say, I think it was probably Hank Williams Jr. And it was Family Tradition.
Wow, you know what? You have me beat by that, because the first song that I learned was Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and that's about as far as it went.
Yeah. Well, you got to start somewhere.
Exactly. So then for you, what is next for you now with, of course, having your debut single with Good Things out?
Yeah, I mean, now it's just a matter of I want to try to promote that and ride that for what I can get out of it, try to squeeze as much juice as I can out of it. And then just trying to write as much as I can, so then I can have something locked and loaded to follow up with, right? So I think, before too long, I should have something else out and go from there.
And I got to say, too, 24 years old, and you have such a fantastic voice, such control over your range and everything, too. I was watching some of your covers that you've done on your YouTube channel. And it reminds me, too, of, Jess Moskalew, because that's how she did things as well, posting, all these covers on her YouTube account and everything. So what is, your all-time favorite cover to do of a song?
Ooh, it would have to be probably something by Tyler Childers. I mean, there's a whole catalog of his tunes that I love to do. Probably White House Road. I really like White House Road. I would probably say that, and then I would probably tell you something different next week. So,
it's ever changing.
Really, yeah,
that's awesome. So, how's it been to see fans' reaction all across Canada with Good Things?
It's very cool. I've been getting some messages and some kind words from all over the place, and it's wild to me. It's it's beyond anything I ever thought would be what I'd be doing. So it's really cool to see. I really appreciate it, and it's kind of makes me want more, really. So yeah.
So what have you learned the most about this whole experience with releasing your debut single and all the work that went into it?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing I've learned is that there's a lot more to it than just playing your song and putting a good show on or whatever. There's a lot behind the scenes that goes into it, and there's a lot of work being done by industry professionals and radio hosts, and fans. You need listeners, right? Like there's a lot more to it than what I'd always thought anyway. So it's a big learning curve for me, because I always say I just graduated the bonfire, so it's yeah.
So what's been your favorite thing then so far since releasing the song?
I heard it on the radio for the first time when I was in Ontario, and we were driving through. It was me and a buddy of mine through Brantford, and they were doing the big countdown there, and I can't even remember the station now. And they're like, "Oh yeah, we got a guy from New Brunswick here, blah blah blah," and that was like the first time I'd heard it, and it was really cool. Like I didn't tear up, but I almost did. It was really cool.
That is so awesome. I always love hearing like those stories of the first time you get to hear your songs on the radio, because it's just something that you're just so proud of. You put so much work into and everything.
For sure, yeah, absolutely.
So I got a couple questions for you, just to get to know you a little bit better, since this really is like the introduction of you to our listeners here on the Canadian Country Showcase. So it's a little icebreaker, get to know you questions. One of the first ones here is, what's one thing that maybe people just don't know about you? Maybe it's a hidden talent, or maybe a favorite song that you just don't tell your friends because you're like, I don't want them to know this.
Okay. I would say, I guess I'm a really big basketball fanatic. I grew up playing basketball instead of hockey, and 'cause it was just, it was $20 for a pair of basketball shoes, and it was $2,000 to play hockey, so it was a no-brainer. And yeah, so I'm a big basketball fanatic. So
Oh, that's awesome.
that's it.
Another one here for you. If you could have an unlimited supply of one thing for the rest of your life, what would that thing be?
Money, money, definitely, 100%.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't even know why that took me so long.
Well, there you go. You'd be set. You could put out a whole bunch of music and a tour all across Canada. And
yeah, and it's I was always told, money doesn't bring you happiness, but it's a lot more comfortable crying in a Cadillac than a Pontiac. So
so true.
I find that to be true.
And another one here for you. Halloween, of course, quickly approaching. So for you, what was like one of your all-time favorite Halloween costumes that you had?
Oh, Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump?
It's my favorite movie of all time, and I even got the shoes that like Jenny gave him in the movie, like the exact same. Like I was done up. Got the ping pong paddle and Bubba Gump Slim Pat. That was my favorite.
Any famous quotes that you can just pull out of the movie right now? One of your favorite ones?
I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is.
I love that you did the voice and everything.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's my favorite.
Oh, that's awesome. So going from favorite movie then to favorite song, what is one of your all-time favorite songs?
Ooh. I mean, there's so many. Like, I think I'm really big on John Prine, and it's That's the Way the World Goes Round. And it's like, the whole message is like, don't sweat the small stuff, and don't worry too much about the big line that gets me is, it's a half an inch of water and you think you're going to drown. Like, it's don't worry about stuff too much. So probably that one's definitely up there for sure, but it's another one I could tell you a different one next week. So
I love that you're bringing like all the old school country out. You don't hear that very often from artists that are at your age.
Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of, it's what I grew up listening to, and that's kind of what I still gravitate towards as far as like the integrity of it. And it's as my grandfather would say, when music was good, like it's I like the older stuff myself. But
so what did your family think then when you were like, okay, I won this and I have a single that I'm going to be working on and get to release? Like, what did your parents and your whole family think about that when they heard it for the first time?
Oh, that was that was wild. I mean, they were crying and going. It was just it was really big deal to us, like, especially, being small province people, and we've kind of stayed pretty humble for the most part, like, and it was just a big change of pace, I guess. And now, like, everybody, like all my buddies and stuff, like they think I'm like right famous or anything like there's something now, and it's like that's not really the case, but I'll take it.
That's awesome. It's the start of something good here with your single Good Things. Is there anything that you want to say to your fans that are new to you here on the Canadian Country Showcase?
Yeah, I guess, just thanks for listening, and if you like it, even better. And if you don't like it, hopefully I can come up with something soon that you love. So, I appreciate all the support. So,
Well, I
and
think
don't be shy.
I
Don't
think
be shy to message me or anything. I like to talk to anybody. So.
Well, I think that our listeners are definitely going to be wanting to hear more new music from you. This is just the start for you with your debut single, Good Things.